Hey, tired of marinara sauce? Let's make chicken puttanesca. It's easy, briefly cooked, fragrant, and can be spicy. Let's start by cleaning the thighs. The excess fat isn't necessarily needed. Yes, fat carries flavor, but the thighs themselves are flavorful enough due to the high nutrient content that it contains. It contains iron, oxygen, and other various nutrients that we need. These nutrients are the reason why the thigh meat's much darker than the breast meat. Did you notice the direction that the muscle fibers were going in? Yeah, mine are going from top to bottom. Therefore, I'm going to be cutting them from left to right. You'll thank me later if you do this with any cut of meat that you happen to have, because that will end up resulting in a really nice piece of meat that's nice and easy to chew through and oh so tender. Once you have all of your chicken pieces cut, you're then going to assemble it into the bowl, and then you're going to season it. Just simple: salt, pepper, and a little bit of oil. Let it set off to the side and let all of those flavors get drawn out while you prep everything else. Let's put into place all the rest of the ingredients that we're going to use for the Puttanesca sauce. These are not hairy eyebrows. These are anchovies. You don't have to use them if you find them to be disgusting. Whole olives. I'll teach you how to pit them. These are my favorite. Caper berries. They're actually immature little buds that are picked and then pickled or salted. Chili flakes. Add as much or as little as you like. Diced tomatoes in a can. Yep, tomato paste. This is going to be, a little bit's going to be used. And then chicken stock. If you want to use wine, please use Pinot Grigio because it won't provide a bitter taste. Oh, and garlic. Don't forget the garlic. Whether you're working with a plastic bag, parchment paper, or a kitchen towel, you need to know how many olives that you're working with to begin with. Sure, I could go out and buy pitted olives, but quite frankly, they're disgusting, and I wouldn't even put them on a pizza. And besides, whole olives are really tasty and colorful too. So I'm going to zip this bag up, and then I'm going to double check exactly how many olives that I happen to have, because that's the number of pits that I need to take out. So I'm going to crush these under the weight of the heel of my hand. Sometimes I'm going to use my fingers for the stubborn ones. And then once I'm done, I'm going to open up that bag, and then I'm going to remove the pits from the olive itself. Also going to just cast aside on the table the pits because, yep, I'm going to double check that I have exactly the number of olive pits to the number of olives that I started with. If you don't happen to have the number, get back into that bowl and dig. Find those pits. There's nothing worse than biting down on a pit, or having your guest bite down on a pit, for that matter. There is no tooth out there that can hammer through one of those pits. Now that we have all of our ingredients at the ready, let's start cooking our sauce. You're going to heat your pan for about 2 minutes, then add your olive oil. Rotate it around the pan, heat it up for 30 seconds, and then start getting your chicken in there. We're going to build the foundation of the sauce from the chicken up. That's right. We're going to brown that chicken, and the browning actually creates this nice toasty, roasted flavor. You don't have to cook the chicken all the way through. Don't be afraid. It's going to be fine because this is a really quick sauce. That browning, that's called the Maillard reaction. Go ahead and look it up. Maillard. If you're working with the anchovies, they're going to go straight into the pan right after you take that chicken out. Don't worry, the anchovies will dissolve over time. You won't even see them. Add in your olive bits, no pits, then follow with your caper berries. After the capers are in, you can add in a little chili flake if you'd like, or you can just wait till the end. Entirely up to you. But no matter what, make sure you scrape down that pan because those little bits of chicken, that's right, we want to get those up. And to make sure that they've been pulled up from the bottom of the pan, we're going to deglaze the pan with a broth or with wine. You can also do a combination thereof, but you have to make sure that you reduce both the broth or the wine because you just want to leave the essence. If you're working with wine, please work with Pinot Grigio or another light white wine, but most certainly not Chardonnay. If you're working with tomato paste, this is where you want to add it into the reduced wine or broth. You're going to brown the tomato paste, then you're going in with your tomatoes, whatever form you've decided to work with. Stir that around, and then I'm adding my garlic in last because I like a nice pronounced flavor, but not too sharp and not too bright. Trust me, it won't take long for it to cook out because you're going to simmer this sauce for about a good 2 to 3 minutes. Once it's been simmering, you're going to notice that it's starting to reduce. If you need to add in more broth at this point in time, go ahead and do so. But don't forget, that chicken's been sitting off to the side in that pan for a while, and juices have accumulated. Get those in there with that sauce and stir that around. Once you have the chicken in there, evenly distribute it, and then let that simmer and cook all the way through. As it's cooking through, the acids from the tomatoes are going to break down those muscle fibers even more, making it extremely tender. Now for the final presentation. Whether you're working with pasta or with rice, or just the chicken puttanesca on its own, you're just going to spoon it into a bowl or onto a plate. Add some grated cheese or dairy-free cheese if you'd like. E guarda, pollo alla puttanesca. Buon appetito!